we are here to talk about the Cathedral of Counter-Strike betting preview, ESL Cologne, Counter-Strike Go. Adam, thank you for joining me. How was your round? How did you go to till now? Round one best bets. I think that you had around 7 of them on your article for Odds Market. How that went? Wait, because we
Not so
cannot hear
good.
you. Wait. Now we can hear you.
Oh, it's too bad you couldn't mute me there because no, the first round did not go well. I had a number of underdogs, and typically this isn't something that I'll ever do blindly, but typically best of ones do lean a bit more towards an underdog. Um, Simply because it's one map rather than a series, and it's usually a more even map for both teams. Sort of like going to like a fifth set in tennis, where maybe it's easier for an underdog to win when it's just the final set rather than needing three. But we had two 16-14 losses that I thought I should have at least got one. And then a couple chokes thrown in there. One thing that was kind of annoying today was pistol rounds, which is how each team starts a half. They went 4 and 12, and pistol rounds are kind of like coin tosses. You see a lot of variance within them. The best teams win like 55% over the whole year. The worst teams win like 45%. It's really not a significant example for any teams. But I went 4 and 12 on pistols in those best of ones, and it doesn't mean a loss. It gives the opposing team an advantage, and so those kind of added up today. But no, it's day one. Day ones are usually the tougher bit. But as we move into the best of threes, I'm very confident, and we're like 12 and 2 or 13 and 2 on CSGO tournaments this year, so I'm not too worried about it.
I'm seeing the winner stage and the loser stage again in this tournament, and I'm seeing your long shot here, Astralis, who you predicted to win the tournament at. Let me see, what price did you got them for? At 3.56 with Pinnacle at the start of the tournament. They are in the semifinals of the winner stage, and they are playing Fnatic tomorrow, I believe, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
What do you think about that match? Astralis versus Fnatic right now. I don't have the lines, but that's why you are here to talk about this match, or maybe some other interesting matchups.
Yeah, so of the books I used, only Bet Online actually has any markets up for tomorrow's matches. They have Astralis at 1.25 on the money line and 1.6 on the handicap to win 2-0. I'm going to have to do the map breakdown. Astralis looked really good today. They were against Big, which Big is not playing at the same level as Fnatic right now. So minus 1.5 at 1.6 seems a bit too chalky for me. I would have liked to see it about 1.8. So I am leaning towards Fnatic plus 1.5. Fnatic will be in a tough spot to win 2 maps, so I'm not really considering their money line. I think their money line is about right. But yeah, so the last time these two played was back in November, actually. Fnatic did take a map off Astralis, who was Mirage. Astralis have recently, I think we've been talking about them for the last few tournaments, they haven't won their last 5 lands, I think it is, and at the last 2 they've been expected to, because they've been ECS in London and ESL Pro League finals in Montpellier, and they were expected to show up, and they played all right, but they didn't get as far as they'd like. Cologne is a bigger scale tournament; it's more prestigious, as I said. So I do expect Astralis to win, but I'm leaning towards Fnatic taking their own map, if it's Mirage, if it's Inferno. Maybe they throw a surprise one in there like a Dust. an overpass. I don't think they will. I think they'll stick to more middle ground maps like Inferno and Mirage. But I do lean their way for that map. But yeah, as I said, the lines just went up and they're only at 1 book, so maybe we find a really great number that convinces us to take Astralis on the 2-0 as well.
Yes, I have also the lines here. I just opened up 1.6 exactly as you said, and 1.25 on the money line, and 1.6 for minus 1.5 on the maps. Some interesting matchups tomorrow. MIBR versus Big. MIBR huge favorites there. Ninjas in
I'm already
pajamas.
looking at Big for that one. I think MIBR looked terrible today. I mean, Big didn't look great either. They're not playing equal opposition. I mean, everybody at the tournament is great. Big recently added Dennis. But I think we're seeing this price simply because of the score lines we saw today. I do not put MIBR anywhere near at their current form where Astralis is. And Big have played quite a bit with Dennis online, whereas MIBR just added their new player, Lucas, I think it was a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago. So their practice has been limited with him. So I don't think, what was it, 2.9 for Big? Oh, it's already, see, it's already dropped.
It's going down, 2.65 right now.
What's that?
2.65 right now for Big,
yeah, but
on the lineup.
Right as I tweeted out that I was coming on the show, it was 2.9 for Big. And I was like, oh, that looks really good. I'm going to have to try and get on that. And so that was 20 minutes ago.
You changed the line, mate. Dropped. You changed the line, mate, there.
Well, I didn't tell anybody, and I didn't actually put anything down. So unfortunately, someone else was a little quicker than me, unfortunately.
Yeah, it happens to me many times.
It
happens to me many times to give a two units bet. Which is around 1.8 there, and I forget to bet it at the time I'm giving it out, and after 5-6 hours it's going down at 1.69, 1.7 there. So yeah, it happens. That means that people are listening to us, and that means that they are making money.
I was just gonna say, even I would take this probably down to 2.5. I think 2.5 is probably about, I mean, this is just eyeballing it. I have to still break down maps and look at the model and sort of see, some of the statistics behind it. And so, but 2.5, I would still think is a fair price for Big here. And because as I said, MIBR are not to be, when a team adds a player and they're against a team of comparable level, you really don't want to be laying too much chalk. So, yeah. Should we move on to the next one?
Yeah, ENCE versus Vitality. 1.83 for ENCE, 1.95 for Vitality. And if they are relatively balanced, as I see. So over 2.5 maps played at 1.95 there. So the bookies are expecting 3 maps with a decider there.
So when I take 3 maps, I try to always get plus odds for it because I think I was reading an article about tennis where players that win, in a best of 3 players that win a first set, whether dog or favorite, their probability goes up to win the second set. Not necessarily the third if it's a best of 5, but the second set in a best of 3. Or no, it was second set in a best of 3 or best of 5, but doesn't necessarily carry over to the third set. And I think that I haven't looked into this over the long term, but just sort of keeping track of it, it does seem that that's similar in CSGO 2. When a team, underdog or favorite, does show up on the day, it seems that they are more inclined to pick up the second map. Where we see that sort of stay away is where teams have very distinct map pools. So Team A is much stronger on map 1, Team B much stronger on map 2. That's where an over 2.5 is more likely. So even though they're similar in price, I could see both teams doing a 2-0 here. My early lean was for ENCE. just based on what
Yeah,
I saw
I see
today.
your winner out right there ends at 11. You found them at the beginning of the tournament,
Yeah.
and you specified that they ended Australia's historic nuke streak there, and they should be priced very good around against Vitality, Navi. But obviously, the bookies are trying to reset the line for ends, and they are making them favorites against the Vitality.
Yeah, so with Vitality, they've met, I don't know, 10, 11 times this year. I think, yeah, 10 times they've met in 2019 with these exact same rosters. Vitality has taken 7 of the 10 maps. Now, the thing is with that, some of them were at CS Summit where, you know, how much emphasis did ENCE put on that tournament? We don't know. One was MDL Pro League, which is an online. No, 2 of them were in MDL. Sorry, ESA MDL. Again, those are sort of more like. I mean, ENCE quit MDL League because they didn't want to compete in it anymore. So I don't put too much stock into some of those wins. I'm not saying Vitality didn't deserve them. I'm saying, I mean, one was 19-17, one was 16-13. They're very evenly matched. They've had, 3 overtime games, 16-13, 16-14. They're very close. The line is correct. I do lean ENCE's way, simply because I think ENCE is the better team when they're on point. Whether they will be on point tomorrow is sort of where the difficulty comes in. So I stopped them to do the map breakdown for that. I think ENCE's performance against Heroic today, they played against Heroic on one of Heroic's best maps. And Vitality, again, they played NIP. I don't know why they played Dust. Dust has been a good map, but they could have gone somewhere else with the veto to challenge NIP. That was a bit frustrating to watch because I was on Vitality on the spread, and I watched them take a 10-5 lead and lose 16-10. They didn't get a single round on T side of a map that they didn't even need to go to. So that was a bit tilting. But so I am leaning ENCE's way because I think they have a superior map pool. I think that they're a bit underrated here. But I like the 1.8. I would take them at 1.8. I would probably take them down to about 1.7 at worst. But if we can get it 1.8, 1.9, I think I'll probably go with it.
1.83 right now, the best is on the market. Okay, in 25 minutes, we have an interesting match here, Energy versus FaZe. I hope that you have something for us. I'm sure that you already did your homeworks for that, and you kept it nice and clear. 1.75 Energy, 2.04 FaZe right now. Again, 3 maps, close to even money at 1.98 with some bookies, 2.05 with some other bookies. So give us your take on this match.
So this bet is primarily made because of map pool. Recently, NRG swapped out their in-game leader, Daps, for another in-game leader, Stanislaw. I think Stanislaw has a bit more firepower behind him, but we have a relatively small sample of actual matches with NRG playing with Stanislaw, and almost all of the matches, I think with the exception of the one this morning, has been against sort of the lower tiers of North American Counter-Strike, teams that you won't see at events this good. Nobody of FaZe's caliber, let's put it that way. However, I do think that FaZe's big problem right now is their coordination and their map pool with their new in-game leader, Neo. I do think that firepower-wise, they're still there. They can hit their shots. Neo has done just fine, what's been asked of him so far. But I do think NRG is just sort of in a groove right now. We saw them at Pro League last week. Was it last week? 2 weeks ago, maybe. And they look great. And that was with their old in-game leader. But they were practicing the whole time with their new in-game leader while playing at the competition with their old in-game leader. So that was kind of funny to see. But I think all it's done is help them with the exception of the one player, it's helped the other four really gel. And I think NRG is a team to look out for at this tournament. They looked excellent against Fury today. Of course, they started CT side nuke, which is always an advantage, but Fury are good at nuke. So they're hitting their shots. I don't think FaZe has a firepower advantage or a map pool advantage against them. I like the energy price a lot, so I took it at 1.75. I think it was maybe 1.74. It's been hovering around that, and I think it's about that at every single book. So you're not going to really find a much better price anywhere. But I just I'm not feeling great about FaZe. FaZe might take a Mirage or Dust 2. They do look really good on those maps, especially Dust 2. But NRG can compete on FaZe's maps, but I'm not sure if FaZe's level on NRG's maps. Let's put it that way.
XX on chat, our friend XX on chat is saying that maps are already out, if you guys don't know. So
not for energy FaZe?
Yes, for this match, he is saying that they already took the maps are already out. So if you give it a search,
are they on the Pro League website? Are they on the Pro League website? Because they're not on HLTV.
I don't know. If hopefully he will reach out for us on the live chat, and he will let us know on which site. Because
so my expectation would be energy going to nuke or train, and FaZe going to Mirage or Dust, and then the decider's tough to say. So you can let us know, that'd be great. I don't see them up so far unless they're on the stream. If that's what he's referring to.
Check the ESL website under schedule.
Yeah, it's the ESL will sometimes put them up first.
Yes, under schedule, check there, because this is actually, if you check the live chat, he also gave us the link for it already.
Great. That's perfect.
So
thank you very much.
About energy, I was trying to ask you. Energy, they qualified. They played the semifinals last week on the.
Sorry. So I've got it here. Yeah, so FaZe went with Mirage, Energy picked Overpass, and the Deciders does too. That's not actually too bad of a veto for FaZe. They've got two of their best maps in there. So, I mean, I'm going to stick with my Energy here, but and only because I still think Energy have prepped Dust 2 and Mirage. So, and Energy looks really good on Dust with their old IGL.
2.18 on Mirage, it's a good stake?
No, don't bet energy on FaZe's maps. Either just bet energy moneyline for the series, or after they drop Mirage, take them to win the series. Those would be my two recommendations.
For example, if they go into the decider on Dust 2, you can find them at 1.8 to win that map, to win the decider.
Okay, just map 3. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that either. Yeah.
Okay, that's it for today. We will hear from Adam in the next weeks. I don't know if I will see him next week, if he will be here, because I will be 1 week of vacation. Can't wait to leave on Saturday. I'm going in vacation in Turkey, Antalya. If someone wants to join me for a beer, I will be there for from Saturday to Saturday.
But you're still going to watch the show while you're there, Alex. You're still going to want to know what's going on with the CSGO and the esports, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I will be there on my mobile every day to see what is going on with Counter-Strike Go, to see what is going on with Wimbledon, with football, with the latest transfers. So yeah, don't worry. I will probably have a discussion with my wife every single day. She will swear to me, why you are again on your mobile checking the scores live. So anyway, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Adam, for joining me. It was a great show once again. Thank you guys for joining us on the live chat. Happy to have you as always. And we will be back tomorrow with Natalie and Martin and Dave and Jason. We will preview the African Cup of Nations round of 16, and Dave and Jason, the Sports Cake CEO, the UFC 239 for Saturday. So, and remember to always check Odds Market for the latest articles. I'm just trying to write an article right now with the 2 treble bets for tomorrow for round 2 of Wimbledon. One of our trebles won at 3.56 in the first round. So stay tuned for that, and stay tuned for more esports, football, and everything that we're covering. We're covering all the sports available at oddsmarket.com. Thank you for joining us. Have a great evening.